Hey everybody, I want to wheeze them here, February 2nd, 2018, Groundhog Day, 8:45 p.m. This is the byproduct of what you asked for. I asked if you wanted a channel update with griping, or a channel update and a standalone griping video. The majority chose option C. I've worked on it multiple times. I've invested hours into this. I've had thesis level stuff last night. I had one that was like 40 minutes or so, and the mic was muted for the back half. And then I made one that was pretty good, but it was an hour, and I don't want to release an hour of me rambling about this crud that just basically pisses me off. So we're going to shoot for 30 minutes, and I'm going to see what I can get done in that amount of time. Hopefully I can finish sooner. But YouTube, this is where you're watching the video, right? I've been here, believe it or not, 2011. It was February 11th or so, somewhere maybe the 9th, sometime early February. This will be my 7-year anniversary coming up on. So I've been on the site a long time. I've seen a lot of things. I know a lot of things. I didn't just join recently. I've got thousands of videos. I've been through countless changes, everything they've done since that time and prior to that time, which we'll hit on shortly. But if you were to ask me if I thought YouTube could get any worse than it did last year, I would have answered no, because I would not think that that was possible. And foolish me, trying to be the eternal optimist again, it's already gotten worse, and it's getting worse seemingly every day. Now, most people have not connected the dots with this. You always watch people's gripe videos or watch their channel updates, and they talk about the glory days of YouTube, and they talk about how, a couple years ago now, things took a turn for the worse. You can pretty much pinpoint when that was, and it's about 4 years ago, on February 5th. That was a big day for YouTube. That's when they brought in a new CEO. And the CEO, under their, I don't really want to call it leadership, under their initiative, I guess we could say, there have been an awful lot of changes to YouTube now. From the gaming front, this CEO hates gaming. There's not a place in gaming. The gaming side of YouTube, which is really one of the pillars of YouTube, is seen as a great liability, kind of a rowdy, unpredictable side, if you will, and that's unfortunate. Let me start. Before I joined YouTube and I was just watching it, it was basically for two things: entertainment and education, and those to me are still the distinct stalwart pillars of YouTube. So you've got old men that say, don't call the plumber, I'm going to show you how to fix your water heater. You've got a woman that says, don't go to the seamstress, I'm going to show you how to mend those pants. And then if you're not into fixing something and trying to save money, or simply learning something, it could be as simple as math or science, you are probably looking for entertainment, right? So there's people primarily playing games. You're on the internet, it's a nerdy place. It's progressively become more mainstream and integrated into your lives. But once upon a time, people that were on the internet were just viewed as either super tech savvy or nerds and dorks that were probably sending jokes and playing games. Okay, so to me, your tutorial, your how-to, your educational stuff is on one side, and then the other pillar over here was like gaming. That was your main entertainment, and in the meantime it filled in. You sort of had, on the gaming side, you have like music stuff, art stuff, and then on the education side it sort of devolves. And then somewhere in the middle, that's the giant mess, the cesspit that's been created. You've sort of got like your vloggers, and then your drama channels, your wannabe newscasters, your clickbaiters, all that crud's in the middle, right? And they basically just coexist off the pillars of YouTube. So, the big change in what people have been complaining about recently stems 100% from the actions of a little douchebag kid in California, and he filmed a dead body in Japan, and YouTube did nothing about it. They trended it, got him a bunch of money, and then finally, after there was enough backlash from the people, which again, that's never a sign of good leadership, they finally he took the video down. They still never did it, and they pulled him out of some elite advertising group commoners like myself and you didn't even know existed, and then they pulled the plug on a YouTuber. So basically tried to say that they've hurt this person. They have not. That person made tons and tons of money off of that incident. It was calculated. They knew exactly what they were doing. That's why they did it. That's the way YouTube has come to be. It's kind of like back in the day, like when Survivor first came on, you had reality TV. This is almost like vlogging has just degraded to it's people not even doing anything interesting. There's a reason that I don't vlog. It would be me getting in the car and going to work, and maybe there's a tumbleweed one day, maybe there's an idiot that pulls out in front of me the next day, maybe we get some rain. I don't know. It's not going to be exciting, okay? I don't know how people got into this. I don't know why they're into it. For the life of me, I'll never understand it. But that's sort of where if you say YouTuber now, that's what people think of. They think of the idiot vloggers. And in the idiot vloggers, of course, I'm all, if I was 19 and I could convince millions of teenage girls and elementary school kids to subscribe to me and buy my crappy t-shirts, I'd probably do it too, okay? I don't have any issue with what they're doing or with their success. I don't quite understand what people find appealing or intriguing about these people, but whatever. If that's what you enjoy, so be it. What I do take issue with is the drama channels, the people my age and older who sit at a pretend desk with a green screen behind them and spend their entire life critiquing what these super popular people are doing. And I wish that they had someone in their life that would slap them, play their videos, and let them know what an idiot they look like. Granted, they're making a ton of money, and maybe that's their only incentive, but I have better things to do than to talk about what some idiot kid that lives in the Hollywood Hills is doing. I don't have an interest in it. I wish it didn't impact me, but it does because we're both on the same platform. And that's really the only reason we're hitting on it. But basically, if you wondered what I still would use YouTube for my personal use, it would be like I did 10, 15 years ago. It would be I want to know how to do something, I want to learn about something, or I want to, watch someone play a game, leisurely entertainment type of stuff. I don't enjoy the in-the-middle, just cesspit content, if you will, right? I still maintain my equilateral pillars. Now, what people are complaining about now, the big channels included, which is oh so ironic because I don't know how they would have any fathomable idea what people that are small channels are going through. But before they get concerned, the January, I think it was the 16th is when they pulled this, YouTube made some stupid decisions again, and it was directly related to the kid from California, from Ohio, that went to Japan, whatever, and instead of just taking the repercussions on him, this is one of those deals where they know exactly what kid in the class threw the gum at the substitute teacher, everyone knows who it was, and instead of punishing that one kid, they punish the entire class. It's that type of a thing. And really, the person that gets off the lightest is the person that was the guilty party. So they've come in, and somehow they decided it was a great idea to just go ahead and punish the small channels. Their reasoning for this, they somehow tied it in with the kid, and then they twisted it and said it was to protect the channel from quote-unquote bad actors. And they're really concerned about us, and they want to make sure that we're all safe. And there's more and more people than ever making a living off of YouTube. I don't know where they're coming up with that. Maybe if you factor in the number of people who are combining that with Twitch and Patreon, but standalone people making six figures and quitting their jobs and making a living off of YouTube, I have no reason to believe that's gone up without outside assistance. So they're touting all this stuff, and it all sounds good. It's some PR garbage. It's, glitter and butterflies, and, everything's fantastic. There's never any problems. And underneath it all, there are a ton of problems. So I will say right now, this channel was not impacted by that. I do have channels that were impacted by that, and that's one of the reasons I'm pretty ticked off. And before you get too concerned or are going to lash out at me and say you should make videos for the love of it and not the money, I don't care about the money, okay? And it's going to be real ironic here in a little bit. But You have to have 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty difficult to do, especially if you're getting in on the gaming side of things. You can get there easier with trash content and clickbait, which is against the terms of service on YouTube, but they selectively enforce that. The real problem is you got to have 4,000 watch hours across 12 months. It's not cumulative or lifetime. It's across 12 months. That's a pretty significant chunk of time, and I can almost guarantee that the vast majority of people that do hit that 1,000 subscriber threshold will still be out of the YouTube Partner Program because they're not going to be anywhere near the 4,000 watch hours. All right. So if you're in that position and you're busting your butt to get up to that level, just be aware that don't assume to hit the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours simultaneously. Especially if you're a brand new channel, it's going to take some significant time, or just lucky breaks and some viral videos. My apologies if my voice cuts out again. I've wasted a ton of my life on this, and I'm quite sick of it. Anyway, so that's what they've set up. And again, luckily, I meet the criteria. This channel isn't impacted. What they could have done to avoid the vast majority of the backlash and the conflict is if someone at that company had any intellect at all in their mind, or the people that do have that, which I believe there are some there that do, they're probably afraid to voice things like this because they assume they'll get reprimanded, fired, canned, replaced with somebody who will help achieve a certain agenda in terms of gender or race or some other garbage statistic that they want to tout from the CEO's perspective. All you had to do is grandfather the people in. There's people that have been around on the YouTube like I have since, say, 2011, 2010, 2015 even. You would be investing 3 years in your channel. You've been monetizing it, you're making money on the side, or investing in a hobby that you enjoy, and it's a little bit of an additional revenue for you. And instead of just grandfathering in those people that don't have any community guideline strikes, that haven't violated the terms of service, that are creating their own unique original content and trying to make it big, you could have just grandfathered them. But instead what you did is you kicked us all to the curb. And I've gotten several of those emails because, yes, believe it or not, I do have multiple channels here. Skyliner Club, MindLogic's channels, those are both gone from the partner program. MindLogic's, all I intended to do there was like introduce new members, UHC trailers, new season, just basic generic stuff like that. From this point forward, if I continue with that, that will all be on One of Wisdom now. Skyliner Club, I actually, with my Imaginators research, I was going to come in and we were going to film the spreadsheets. I was going to record my desktop, if you will, and we were going to break down the statistics. I will not be doing that at all because of what YouTube has done here. I don't think it would have been a huge deal. Like, there would have been probably like 6 to 12 people that were super into it, and then over time I think more people would have found it and been like, man, this is kind of neat. But it wouldn't have been, I don't think, anything huge. But I'm not going to take more time out of my life to do that and reap nothing on the reward side of the scale. But what I do want to talk about is the big channels, what they come in. There's a couple that are sympathetic, and they're like, I remember when I was in that boat trying to get big. I got lucky. I got a break. Someone helped me out. And they have a legitimate concern, and they can speak on that. And then you've got the people that just, 1,000, 1K, 4K, I could do that with a new channel in 6 hours. Those people are full of it. They're also probably going to be on the drama/news side of YouTube, where they're talking about Jake and Logan Paul for a living, which is a pretty pathetic existence regardless of how much money you may make, I've got to say. And with YouTube AdSense, you can't talk about how much money you make, but most of those people do. I will say this. One of the other things that they touted, aside from how easily they could go in and achieve the 1K, 4K, is, of course, that those little channels weren't making enough money to matter. And this is great for their big, huge channels, because now they're going to have more ads and better ads, and they're going to get higher CPMs, and they're going to make more money on YouTube. And let me tell you, as someone that had multiple channels canned in mid-January, I'm probably at my lowest 28-day totals ever. That's AdSense is set up like Stardew Valley. It's a 4x7, 4 weeks, 7 days, 28-day months, if you will. And that's what you see in the corner of your dashboard. It's your past 28 days. It shows your subscribers. It shows your earnings, your views, your watch time in minutes, of course, not hours. You have to convert that. So that's the way they do it. If I were to meet one of you tomorrow and we were at Taco Bell and I was placing my order and you were to say, hey, I recognize your voice, I think. Are you that guy that does those videos? I'd probably be like, well, keep it quiet. You know, don't tell anybody, don't blow my cover. And assuming you were a cool person and you're like, no, I won't take pictures, I won't tell anybody where you were, I would be fine with buying your lunch. Now, using my AdSense revenue from the previous 28 days, I could not get the two of us $5 boxes from Taco Bell. You do the math. $5 box for me, $5 box for you. That would be $10. All right. If I were to take that AdSense revenue, I could not pay for that. And that's kind of sad when you consider, you know, 2 videos a day, 28 days across that time. Plus, it's not just those 56 videos, it's your entire library of thousands upon thousands of videos, and you're not generating anything more than that. That's pretty disheartening on that front. And again, if I cared about the money, believe you me, I would have been gone probably late 2014, early 2015. So, what I want to bring about now is I mentioned those other channels. I have those two, and then on the flip side of things, I had some channels that would fall more into the not gaming, not entertainment, but tutorial and how-to. And I'll tell you right now, they have fractions, and I do mean fractions of my overall views. One of Wisdom has a very disproportionate number of views to subscribers, which is why it's so hilarious when these kids come in and accuse me of sub-botting. They need to go and take a look at my grand total of 12+ million views across this time in these number of videos. Typically people with 1 million views are sitting around 100,000 subscribers. So if you're going to come in and spit stupid insults, I will gladly slap it back across your face with reality. Have to do that quite frequently, but nonetheless, you come in, and I've got a channel that has, obviously, if it was kicked out of the partner program, you know that I don't have the 1,000 subscribers, and I don't have the 4,000 watch hours, right? Would you believe that one of those channels that they kicked out has actually amassed roughly 2 to 3 times the amount of ad revenue in the 28 days that I make here on this channel? So you're thinking, wait, you have fewer subscribers, you have fewer views, you have less watch time, you have significantly fewer videos. How could you possibly make significantly more money? Like, shouldn't that be the flip side? Shouldn't you get the 2 $5 boxes from that channel? And this one, we could all go to Chili's and have an appetizer and a dessert? You would think so. I would totally agree with that logic, but that's not the case. So YouTube has come in and they have canned my little tutorial side channel type of thing, which, by the way, I had in place long before I was doing One of Wisdom. It's, again, kind of catered to a niche audience. Some people love it, some people hate it, but it was effective and got the job done. And it, throughout the history of my time on YouTube here, it out-earned One of Wisdom, even in the glory days. Well, probably not in 2011, 2012, but it was, for, if you were to break it down, like video to video and everything, yes. But, once upon a time, YouTube was an amazing place. It's not anymore. But, I have now lost that channel, and the way AdSense works is you have to set a threshold for payout, and I'm over here with One of Wisdom making, ramen noodle and saltine cracker type of cash. I sort of relied on that other channel to sort of bolster this and actually get me to the payout points in a timely manner. That's gone now. And if you're like, well, you shouldn't be upset about that, well, I'm really not upset about losing the money. I think it's incredibly stupid that they didn't grandfather myself and other people that had already been admitted to the partner program. I think that's incredibly dumb. I would be fine with their new, more stringent criteria, but that's like if you're in college, you were accepted to your university, and you had a 2.6 GPA coming out of high school, and you scored 900 something on your test, whatever it may be, and you're a junior now, and then your university decides that incoming freshmen are going to have to, have a 3.5 GPA and have scored a 1200 or higher. That would apply to the freshmen, right? And you'd be fine with it because it didn't apply to you when it was your turn to apply as a freshman. You're a junior now. You're about to graduate in, 3 semesters. But you get this letter from your university and it says, hey, Carol, hey, Carl, just wanted to let you know you've been kicked out of the university because you don't meet our entrance requirements. You would rightfully be pretty pissed off. All right, that's something that we would call ex post facto. The cops have set up a speed trap and a camera in your town. Every citizen has come in, and it transitions from a 55-mile-an-hour zone to a 30. And they're there with their radar guns. They've got the cameras. They're tracking it. They're putting it in an Excel spreadsheet. Every single person in your town went through it, and they were going right at 30. No one got a ticket. It was seen as a complete waste of time. They logged the vehicles, the plates, all that stuff. And then 2 years later, the city decides that they're going to transition it from 55 to 20. And so everyone's like, oh, good Lord, that's stupid, we're going to get tickets, no one's going to know, blah, blah, blah. But instead of you driving through there and adjusting your speed properly to 20 so you don't get ticketed, you get a letter in the mail and it's a ticket because 3 years ago when they set up a speed trap camera and deal, you were clocked at going 30 through a 20 and 55 through a 40. And you look back at it and you're like, wait, that was the speed limit back then. You just changed it the other day. January 16th of 2018, you changed the speed limit. You're talking about me going over the speed limit, which was under the speed limit 3 years ago. You people are crazy. This is that type of stupidity. All right. That's ex post facto. It's not allowed. You can fight that and you will win. Okay. Here on YouTube, again, for whatever reason, nobody had the foresight or the balls or the backbone or the audacity to stand up to whoever said this was a good idea. And so no one got grandfathered. Getting grandfathered, you would still have people, especially somebody very near the 1,000 subscribers or something, that would be like understandably sad. But it's like, okay, hey, they're doing this stupid stuff. Let me get there. I'm almost there. Newer channels, just like, good Lord, I've got to work even harder. But the people that have been there, the people that haven't done Jake and Logan Paul stupid, the people that have been faithful to your platform, that bring in, it's not going to be millions of viewers, but they're bringing in hundreds and thousands of viewers. Those people you just kicked to the curb. Okay. And again, I'm disappointed in that. I think it was a stupid decision, but it's not the end of the world to me. It's kind of to be expected the way YouTube runs itself. But what I am ticked off about is copyright. And let me tell you what I found. I'm one of Wisdom here on this channel. I don't use my real name. A lot of people are like, what's up, everybody? I'm David Taylor, the Ultimate Gamer. You can find me in Burlington, Colorado. I live down 6th Street in the Pink House. I don't do that. A lot of people do. A lot of people want the attention, the notoriety, the fame, whatever they think comes with that. I like solitude. I like peace. I've found that happiness is pretty much directly proportional to limiting the number of people I have to interact with on a daily basis. All right? That's just me. Some people are different. That's fine. I operate as one of Wisdom for A, privacy, and B, branding. On Twitter, I'm one of Wisdom. On Twitch, I'm one of Wisdom. You build up your brand, right? It's like if Nike is selling basketball shoes and they're called Nike 23s, they don't want to come in and sell soccer cleats or a spin-off of soccer cleats for the streets that are called Kino 24s. You're going to stick with Nike. Planters, they sell peanuts. If they decide to sell sunflower seeds, which they do, they don't change the company name. They don't change the branding. It's Planters. They've worked hard to build up their brand. All right. People are like, oh, I like Planters. Planters makes good stuff. I'm going to get their almonds. I'm going to get their sunflower seeds. That's how I do things on YouTube because it's smart and it's practical. Okay. So on my other channel that's on the tutorial side of the world, that's what I do. I don't introduce myself as full legal name, full, street and shipping address type of stuff. I'm just my branding, okay? And again, I've got it on Facebook and Twitter and all that crud. And it's just good business practice, okay? Even if you're not a mega channel, even if you're not selling Maverick merchandise to the elementary kids and the teenage chicks, It's just good practice. So that's what I do over there. Now, I came in on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, somewhere. I do everything like around midnight, so I can't remember which exactly. But I came in, and this is 2 weeks before, the great purge of small channels, as I guess it's come to be known. And I come in, and I want to tweet one of my videos. I want to share one of my videos on Facebook for New Year's Eve. I know exactly which video it is, so I search for it. Imagine my surprise when I find my video at the top, and right below it is my video, but it's on a different channel. Okay? That's not what you want to see. That's bad. That means somebody has stolen your video and re-uploaded it. I came in, and I thought, okay, hey, let me make my post, and I'm going to investigate this. So you click on it, and it's my video. The idiots even have my title slide and description. So you think, oh, Lord, you're going to have to flag this and report it, which I've done in the past. It works fine. They would typically respond and take it down. However, when I went to their channel, they had downloaded and re-uploaded every single video I had on that channel, the tutorial how-to channel, right? Everything I'd done, something from 2009, something from 2015, something from 2008, something that came about, October of last year. Everything I'd done was on that person's channel as if they were me. And I didn't know it at the time, but of course in 2 or so weeks, I was going to get slapped in the face and realize that, hey, all those views, all those subscribers, all that watch time that this person is pulling away from my videos, that is possibly why I didn't meet the criteria, didn't make the threshold for their new ridiculous standards that I wasn't grandfathered in for. The money was the last thing on my mind, but that's clearly why the person would have done that. And so you think, okay, we'll just go ahead and flag it and report it. YouTube has those features built in. Those features are extremely hard to find. I'm going to tell you right now. There's the 3 dots over to the side. You got a thumbs up and a thumb down. You've got a share, you've got an add to, and then you've got 3 dots. If you hover over the 3 dots, it doesn't say anything. You physically have to click. Then when you do that, you can find the report stuff, right? If you go to their channel, you're going to always land on the home tab. Most people don't even have playlists or anything set up there, and they'll say this channel has no content. That's typically not the case. I see this all the time with new YouTubers and criminals in this event. You have to click on the videos tab, and then you'll see they have a lot of content. In this case, it's all my stolen and pirated videos. So in order to report those, you have to go, and we're talking, a couple hundred videos, right? One of Wisdom might have a couple thousand. Do you know how much time you would have to invest in flagging and reporting all of those? It's absurd. So I come in and I go to the About on the channel, and if you mine around there, you can find Report User. Now, in the past, YouTube would always, again, take care of this stuff. It's like, this is something the guy from Blue's Clues could figure out. Okay? And he wouldn't need the audience help. He wouldn't have to sit there and be like, what do you see? It would be, wow, this jerk stole all of your videos and has re-uploaded them. And everyone would be like, that's right, Steve. And then it's, what are you going to do, Steve? And he's like, I'm going to terminate their account because I respect copyright. And YouTube hasn't done that. I flagged, I reported, nothing happened. You hit them up on Twitter and they don't respond to you. Then I come in and you email them. You go through and you mine even more and you find their legal document section and copyright contact deal. And so you email them and you do it professionally. You don't cuss them out. You don't be mean to them. You're just like, man, I'm pretty concerned about this and hopefully you'll take care of it. You explain your issue in detail. Nothing happens. Okay. The real kicker to me was that January 16th thing, it tried to justify making the 1K, 4K standards to prevent this. And I agree. A lot of channels that are pirating videos, they're not going to do that. They're not going to invest as much time and effort into it when they're not going to have access to the monetization. However, at the same time, you open up another door where people are going to come in and they will steal videos and they will put them on their channels because their thoughts are, I'll take the community guideline strike that's temporary on my account if it will help me get to the 1K, 4K quicker, right? It's going to take a couple days for this to even be noticed, and then, if I spin it differently, blah, blah, blah. People do strange things, especially when they're desperate, which YouTube has made an awful lot of people by not grandfathering people in under this new ridiculous requirement. So I sit there and I have to read that post, and it kind of makes you salty because they've not done anything over the course of 2 weeks that you found it and you reported it. And They don't acknowledge you. They don't tell you, oh, it's not important. You're a small channel. You don't matter. But that's what you pick up on. That's what you feel because you're being completely ignored. I don't care if someone has 3 subscribers and the subscribers are the mother, the father, and the best friend. If that person uploaded Roblox videos and some other channel stole it, that channel needs to have the video removed. If that person has 4 Roblox videos and the other channel stole them all, even if it's a 3 subscriber channel, there could be no subscribers. They could have no views. If someone stole the videos, and it's easy to figure that out, particularly by upload time, and if there's watermarks that aren't removed and title slides that are the same, you can easily crack these cases. That channel would have the 3 strikes. It would be terminated. That's good practice. That's what used to happen. That's what should happen. It's not happening anymore. Now, something a lot of you may not know because there haven't been many videos made on it because most people are still whining about the January 16th post. Good old Susie, she's come out with another blog post talking about the start of the year and her 5 priorities, which include being transparent. And then she has the audacity to come in, and we might just read it. In 2018, we want to do everything we can to strengthen the trust that our community places. This is like the biggest load of trash you'll ever read. It's just pinned by some PR nut that has no clue what the situations at hand are. YouTube has created all these problems through their own ineptitude, but right here, this was great. Last year, we communicated a lot through blog posts and product forums, which pretty much no one on YouTube uses. All right, let's be clear on that. If you're on YouTube, you're watching videos. If this was a WordPress statement on WordPress, I'd totally be fine with WordPress communicating through WordPress blog posts. This is YouTube. Use a stupid video, you psychopaths, okay? If Twitch is going to communicate things, you expect it to be through a live stream medium. You know, if Twitter is going to communicate things, you expect it to be through tweets. Here's the thing, though. Going forward, we'll also use our @YouTube creators and @Team YouTube handles to keep you informed, answer your questions, and respond quickly to issues. Define quickly, Susan, because I've been waiting over a month now. And you have done nothing. @YouTube has done nothing. @YouTube creators has done nothing. @Team YouTube has done nothing. You can't. This is a fraudulent. This is complete anarchy. This is a situation where you've got a person touting one thing, preaching something, and failing to practice it. In the world I come from, that's called hypocrisy. You're being a hypocrite, Susan, and you can delete my channel. You can delete all my channels, Susan, but that doesn't take away from the fact that you are being a hypocrite, okay? So when you wonder about what I'm doing here on YouTube, you have to realize and take into account that it's not just the one of wisdom issues, and I've experienced many throughout the years, particularly since Susan came into existence as a CEO. Nothing against the lady. If she was a man, I'd critique him the same. If she was a trained monkey or robot, I'd critique it the same. I don't really care. All I know is that this is the person at the top. This is the person that has presided over all these negative changes. This is the person that is driving the independent creator side of YouTube into the ground, burying it, and replacing it with Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon clips, okay? I don't agree with that. That is juxtaposed to what YouTube was originally designed to be. YouTube was great and YouTube was popular because it was a place where independent creators could have their voices heard. Whether you were wanting to replace ESPN, whether you wanted to be Fox News, whether you wanted to be CNN, whether you tried to be Pee Wee Herman, you know, this was a place that you could do that and you could potentially find a niche audience. Now, if you go back and you trace to when people started to leave YouTube for Twitch, these are the big people, the people that legitimately made enough money gaming on YouTube, okay, to say, I'm quitting my job, I'm only going to upload video games, Mom. You know, and it's like, what? You're crazy. And then Mom comes over and it's like, when did you get this house? You know, when did you get this car? It's like, well, YouTube money, right? Those people were some of the first to leave, right? And that's important to understand that that's on the gaming side, because the algorithm You can look at it that YouTube is ruining itself. YouTube is driving it into the ground. They don't know what they're doing. Or do you need to look at it from a different perspective, that YouTube is doing exactly what it wants to do? Is YouTube really this stupid? Do they really not have the foresight to predict that these things might happen? Do they really not understand the ramifications of their actions? Do they really know that adjusting this algorithm is going to bury the gaming content? Do they really know that subdividing the channel and trending page, you know, if you go to trending, you don't see things relevant to you. You see garbage content. If you sign, and this is something people don't do. You're on Chrome, Firefox, whatever. You're signed in, right? And you go to YouTube's homepage, and you might see who you're subscribed to, right? You got to sign out. Sign out of YouTube, or open an incognito window or a private browser, whatever you need to do, and go to YouTube. You will not see anything gaming related. You're not going to see jack from small channels unless they fall into a distinct social and/or political agenda which they're wanting to push at this point in time. Otherwise, you're going to see mainstream, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CNN crud. You're going to see Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Ellen. You're going to see an assortment of, pop culture garbage, probably from news outlets, magazines, channels, things along those lines. You're not going to see the independent creator. You're not even going to see the well-known, well-celebrated independent YouTube creator. They're going to be buried, just like I was buried when I didn't take a partnership. They are now buried underneath this network TV trash. People are not on YouTube so they can catch a 2-minute clip from Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel, by the way, hates gaming. He thinks it's stupid. I think Jimmy Kimmel is pretty stupid, but I don't make videos about the man. It's a situation where I can come in and I can talk about how bad YouTube is and how they don't know what they're doing and they're running it into the ground. Or you can look at it from the different perspective that Susan took her position of power on February 5th of 2014, and Susan has since enacted change after change after change, whether it be to an algorithm, a policy, driving away small creators, subdividing, pushing down the gaming content, bringing up, your late night TV shows. Those are all calculated. They are intended. If you look at YouTube's Twitter, if you go to their Facebook page feed, you're going to see quite clearly that they are pushing both a social and a political agenda. I think that's stupid. I think that's arrogant. I think that's absurd. I think it's audacious. YouTube, of all places, should abstain from that. If they want to push a liberal agenda, they need to push a conservative agenda beside it and have both present. The easiest thing to do is just abstain from it. Do what made you great. Do what made you a success story. Push a cat video and push a llama video, okay? That would be great. But clearly Susan has different goals in mind. It seems that she would rather run some sort of a trash can of Disney late night TV shows and selected political and news commentary. And when you look at Susan as an individual, not just the CEO of YouTube, when you look at her as an individual and analyze her, you can see why. If I was the CEO of YouTube, I would abstain from politics. And if I didn't abstain from politics, I would donate to both sides. And better than that, if I was the CEO of YouTube, I would take the 2 leading candidates in the election, I would have them come to my place, and I would say, we're going to talk. And I wouldn't bring up hot button issues that are divisive. I wouldn't delve into the, political climate. I would come in and I would hit on their childhood. I would ask them their favorite foods. Ask them their favorite colors, their funniest stories, fondest memories, first car, something that everyone on the platform could relate to. You would see the candidates in a totally different light. You might still hate them, you might still despise everything that they stand for politically, but you could be like, oh hey, I like Reese's peanut butter cups too. That's crazy. I wouldn't have thought that. That would be something acceptable. To come in, and it's not carefully masked. It's not like the woman's trying to conceal this. It is quite quite prevalent who she preferred, why she preferred them, and then on top of that, you host fundraisers for this person. And then when you have that knowledge in your mind, and you know that's the way this CEO of YouTube is leaning politically, when you look at the Twitter feed, and you look at the Facebook feed, and you look at their trending videos, and you see that all of these things align with the social and political agendas of the CEO, you start to view things a little differently. And instead of them just being inept and incompetent, ruining the gaming side of YouTube, chasing people away to Twitch, running people off, deleting channels, you look at it that they know exactly what they're doing, they're accomplishing what they want to do, and they're just providing these rose-colored glasses through their 5 priorities for creators in 2018, because this isn't third-party stories, this isn't hearsay, this happened to my friend, this is me. You know, they're probably not counting on someone having multiple channels, one of which survives and one of which gets canned on the monetization program. But let me tell you, I'd be fine with losing them on. It was still stupid. They should have grandfathered them. I can't stress that enough. That would have eliminated so many issues. But here's the catch, okay? When you come in and I'm at that position, I'm out-earning that little channel that you just canned with significantly out-earning one of Wisdom here, despite the fact that this channel absolutely dwarfs it. This channel is like a giant. This is like comparing me to PewDiePie, okay? It's that type of a thing. We're just going down the scale. And again, I can't explain to you why that little channel earned more ad revenue than I do here, but it did, and now that's gone. And it should have been grandfathered, but that's not my big issue. My big issue is my videos have been stolen, they've been pirated, they've been re-uploaded, and Susan is pushing that she is against that. She wants to eliminate the bad actors. She's going to do it, her team is going to do it, and I've got a month of trying to get these people to acknowledge my problem. It should have been sufficient when I first flagged it. That's the other thing. Where was that? Oh, yeah. It was when you're actually on a video and flag it. I read all this stuff verbatim last night. That's one of the reasons the video was longer. We've exceeded my threshold, but I feel like we're still on point. But anyway, when you go and you have one of those flags, it tells you specifically how seriously they take this, and that it's going to be reviewed by a real person, and that flags and reports are reviewed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by real freaking people, okay? I'm going to have to disagree with that, Susan. I've been trying for a month to get a real person to acknowledge my issue because it's such a simple issue, and they won't do it. Some people, you know, I'd had this go down on Twitter a while back when they first were doing this crud, and I mentioned, and then some others got involved and were telling me to file a takedown notice. This ties in. I'm not sure if I hit on it or not. When I operate as a brand, when I operate as one of Wisdom, okay, when you file that takedown, that big official takedown, which is pretty hard to get to, that's not something you can easily find. Now, if something offended you, that's very easy to find. If you feel threatened, if your safe space has been violated, if your perfectly clear air has been clouded by the ugly, nasty viewpoints of someone whom you don't agree with, that's very easy to report. And maybe, to their credit, maybe they respond well to that. Maybe if it was just my safe space being invaded, I would be able. Granted, my safe space probably doesn't gel with their safe space, so they would create exceptions in their terms of service and not enforce it evenly. Because, again, that's kind of what hypocrisy is all about. But nonetheless, we've got a situation where if someone's taken all of my videos from that little channel and re-uploaded them, that's a bad decision. Like, you could have gotten a lot of videos that would have made you a lot more money, okay, that would have gotten you way more views, way more subscribers. And with it not being just my best videos, with other people's best, most viewed, most watched videos, it kind of makes you think that it's that person is attacking you personally. They have something against you. They don't like your voice. They don't like what you're doing. They don't like where you live. They assume that you don't have their shared political and social beliefs. I don't know what people think anymore. I don't think many people do think is actually what I think. But regardless of all that, When you come in and you were to file the takedown, which, by the way, that would take an eternity to do, even with just 100+ videos. To do that on one of Weezem, I'd basically have to quit my job for a week to go through all these videos one by one, when YouTube will not respect their own system they put in place to report and flag, which is absurdity. It's a situation, if you come into a party and it's underage kids drinking, you don't just prosecute the one kid. You don't pinpoint the one sophomore. You bust and write up everybody. Okay, it's like a golden ticket. It's the easiest thing you could ever do. They're all wearing sophomore t-shirts that says I'm a sophomore. Okay, it's cut and dry. It's so simple, and they blow it somehow. But what I want to get at is, what they want you to do is provide your full legal name. So I'm not one of Weezem anymore. I'm all of a sudden my real name. And then on top of that, you have to provide contact information. Now, if this went to YouTube, I'd be totally fine with it. They've already got that information. That's cool. The problem is, they send your personal information to the individual, to the group of people, to the person, whatever it may be, your rivals, your competitors, a stalker, a super fan, I don't know. They send your personal information to that person when they've taken the videos down. In place of the video, they see that information, okay? They don't see one of Weezem, they see personal information. Now, I don't know if YouTube is oblivious to doxing, maybe because, Jake and Logan haven't maybe gotten a doxing video out yet. Well, I guess we're just sitting waiting on eggshells for that one. But when someone doesn't like you, which is evident when they would steal every one of your videos and re-upload them, the last thing a commonsensical person would do would be to deliver them on a golden platter all of your personal information so they could come in using your name and track down where you live, where you work, shipping address, billing address, physical addresses, phone numbers, and then what do they do with that information? They would publish it, whether it be on Reddit, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, social media, Instagram, Snapchat, whether they go and sell it on the dark web to Experian. Whatever they're doing, it's not going to be good. It's going to be bad. And you were baited into that by the lackluster form and the lackluster performance of the very people that are sitting here telling me for the last 16 days how much they prioritize the safety of the creator, the content of the creator, the original content must be protected, copyright matters, and they're doing nothing of the sort in reality. I'm a real person, I'm a real YouTuber, I have both of these channels, and I'm experiencing that issue while watching the gaming side tank. These are first-hand stories. This is why YouTube sucks, okay? I don't believe it's accidental. I believe it's 100% intentional. I believe that this woman at the top of this company is methodically making these changes. She's setting it up exactly how she wants to, and no one's calling it out. People are just like, wow, they're so stupid. They're ruining this and ruining that. I think they're doing exactly what they want to do. And that's unfortunate. That's extremely unfortunate, because she truly has ruined what was the best independent platform for people to do things like this. And once again, I'm someone, if you look back, and this is the other side of the story, just coming from the one of Weezem deal. I couldn't buy us the 2 $5 boxes at Taco Bell with what I've made the past 28 days. I couldn't have done that previously in December, which is, your high point type of a deal. Always has been, always will be. People are at home, kids are out of school, so on and so forth. The views go up. That's how it works, all right? It's just like you sell coats more in winter than you do in summer. That's how YouTube works. Holiday season, that's your big haul, okay? If I cared only about the money, I'd have been gone years ago. And the thing is, you say, well, hey, I don't understand how that little channel makes more money. I don't either. And then the other thing is like, well, hey, this is what you've got. And the thing is, my channel and the plight of many other gaming channels, you can trace it back to sometime probably mid-2014 when things she did started getting active and rolling. The algorithm starts to change, and when once, Minecraft videos were prevalent and featured, and all of a sudden they're not. Okay, the big drop-off, you can see it on the little channels, you can see it on the big channels. You can go to socialblade.com and investigate it yourself. Okay. 14, 15, 16, 17, and now into 18. It's gone downhill. It's gone downhill fast. I thought it would bottom out and it could only go up. I was wrong. It just turned out I couldn't see that far down. Okay, she's basically broken through the crust of the earth, and she's on a one-way course to hell. All right, that's where we're headed. It's hell in a handbasket on this platform with this woman at the helm. In terms of the gaming content, now if I wanted to come in and make content that aligns with her social and political agendas, I could probably do pretty good for myself. But the problem is I'm not going to do that. I'm here to play video games and have fun. What has changed? The games are still fun. I have just as much fun playing the games today as I did in 2011. I still enjoy interacting with you, the viewer. I still enjoy coming in and seeing your comments. I enjoy seeing something get a lot of views. I enjoy seeing a lot of likes on the video. I enjoy seeing, new subscribers or people find the channel for the first time. It's at a state now where you're not getting really any of that. YouTube sort of typecast the channel. You can see this very clearly. There's a lot of Minecraft YouTubers that have a dedicated Minecraft channel. They're the same person. They have the same editing style, same personality, same quirky humor, whatever you love about that person. That's present on their Minecraft channel, and it's present on their Overwatch channel, or their Nintendo channel, or their retro gaming channel, or their everything not Minecraft channel. And one of them will be super, super, super viewed and super subscribed to, and the other one is like just in the shadow, big time. It's dwarfed by the other one. You would think it would be kind of even, like, oh man, I can't believe this person that I loved watching Minecraft is playing Stardew Valley, or they're playing Overwatch, wow, or hey, look, they got into this super cool indie game, or Horizon Zero Dawn, hooray. But that's not the case. And you see that in other sides of YouTube too. If you got somebody that does woodworking, but it turns out they can also weld really well, the woodworking channel dwarfs the welding channel. Now, had they started out welding, and then it turns out they're an awesome carpenter, and they make really cool one-off pieces of furniture and can walk you through how to do it yourself, same thing. The welding channel is huge, the other one isn't. You could come in, that same person, they could disguise things, they could launch the channel, it would fare differently. I upload Forza Horizon 3 on a channel with 9,000 subscribers. We struggle to get 15 views sometimes. I could take the same video, exact same video, my commentary, the content, the title slide, everything. It could be literal, exactly the same. I could take that same video that struggles to get 15 views across 2 weeks on this channel with 9,000 subscribers. I could put it on a brand new channel that we create tomorrow, and I almost assure you, and this is not super cocky, this is not like 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours. I'm just telling you how broken YouTube is with this example. That video would get more views. Now the thing is, once that channel starts to take off and grow, I'd either be stuck as a Forza channel or a racing game channel if I got lucky. And if I ever, say, put Stardew Valley on that channel or started playing Fortnite on that channel, it's not going to go over well. I would need to start a brand new Fortnite channel. For whatever reason, YouTube has that built in. They like one specific topic. They want you to be the Minecraft guy. They want you to be the Skylander channel. They want you to be Mr. Stardew Valley. When people find my Stardew Valley series and tell me they love it and they don't understand why it doesn't have more views and it's so much better than such and such or so and so that they came from, when you look at those people's channels, their Stardew Valley videos are huge. They're massive. They're insanely viewed. Those people have been through the game 100 times. They've done all the mods. They've done all the funny stuff. When they start trying new games, even if they're similar to Stardew Valley, Harvest Moon, My Time at Portia, Staxel, they are obliterated. If they uploaded another Stardew Valley video, you'd have 2,000 videos in the first hour, or 2,000 views in the first hour. They upload My Time at Portia, they'll be lucky to get 20. I can't explain it. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. But that's YouTube. And what I'm getting at here, you wanted this video. I'm giving you this video. They'll probably delete my channel if anyone would ever watch this video. But it's things that need to be said. And again, if you want to go watch Social Blade, or you can just come into your favorite gaming channels. And a lot of people say, like, when did your channel die? What happened? You can go in and you can just track likes, views, comments on the video. If you go to one of my SSA videos and you click it, there's tons of comments, and they're not all recent. Most of them are going to date back to when it was new, right? You're going to have to click more, next page, so on and so forth. And then you come in and you look at Giants, and it's similar. And then Swap Force, it's pretty close. And then you get to Trap Team, and it's like, whoop, everyone's gone. What happened? I'm the same guy. I'm playing the same game. Look at the changes. You have to start at the top. That's about the time Susan showed up. 2011, 2012, 13, I was making really good money. And I say that, I mean, to me, this has always been a side hobby. It's something I'll always do, play games. You know, like you get off work, I'm going to play a game. You're tired and it's too late to go do something outside, I'm going to play a game. You know, that's the way I'll always operate. Whether I'll always upload here, I don't know. That remains to be seen. But that's sort of the position you get yourself into. And nothing has changed, but it's radically different. And you sit there and you wonder why. And when algorithms are tweaked and you get buried and you're demoted and they literally kind of put like a glass ceiling in. They just kind of slip it in on the sly. You can look at my channel, you can look at other channels. It's pretty sad. Again, this is nothing against the woman, but she's clearly politically motivated. She's clearly pushing social agendas, and she's not doing that on her own time. She's not doing that on Saturdays. She's not, doing that in her local community. She's doing that on YouTube, and I take great issue with that, especially when you're going to come in and you're going to slap me across the face with these BS PR reports about how much you're doing for the little creators and how much you care about protecting against piracy and how much you want to keep the bad actors out of it and how fast you and your team is going to respond to any and all issues. That, my friend, is a complete load of trash, and you need to wash your mouth out with soap and think about what you said, Susan, because where I come from, you say what you mean, and you mean what you say. This is just candy. It's just boom, rose-colored glasses. This is going to make me look good. This is going to smooth things over, and it's all a lie. There's no truth. There's no emotion. She has no connection to this platform. A lot of people would say, well, hey, you shouldn't judge. You shouldn't pass judgment. You don't know that you could run this company. I guarantee you I could run it better than this lady. Okay, we wouldn't be pushing social and political agendas. And for all you know, I agree with her. I've never made political stuff my content here because I'm not an idiot. Okay, if I have a cupcake factory, I'm not going to put the sign in the window that says Donald Trump is #1 or Hillary Clinton for president. I don't want to alienate people that would potentially buy my cupcakes. I want to sell cupcakes to the Republican. I want to sell them to the Democrat. I want to sell them to the Independent. I want to sell them to the Atheist. I want to sell them to the Muslim. I want to sell them to the Catholic. I want to sell them to the Japanese dude that's just in town randomly because he got a job, I want to sell them to the dude from Mexico that got a visa to study at the college. I want to sell my cupcakes to everybody. Therefore, I don't do anything divisive. Okay? She clearly has a different worldview, and that's unfortunate, and those people really shouldn't be at the tops of companies. And if they are, they need to respect the company and alienate their own personal beliefs and opinions from said company. And she's clearly done the exact opposite of that. And I think when you research her and what she stands for and what she's pushing, she has no love for gaming. She has no experience in it. She doesn't care about it. And if you say, oh, she created YouTube Gaming, probably so she could bury it and get it cast off to the side. That's really the way you need to be looking at things. And if you say you couldn't do as good a job of being a CEO, I would say you're right. I would do a much better job as being CEO of YouTube. I could look around. There's multiple big YouTubers that genuinely care about this platform that would be phenomenal compared to what this person has done. I think you could take Rob from CoinOp TV. And he would do a fantastic job compared to this person. You could take P. Diddy T, and if he had time to do YouTube stuff from a CEO position, I think pretty much anyone that cares about this platform, whether they're gaming, whether they're the vloggers, whether they're in the Seth pit, I think the vast majority of people, as long as they didn't let the power corrupt them, sort of play favorites with their videos, their channels, their friends, I think you would be better off with pretty much anyone from this actual site running it. It's unfortunate. A lot of people will probably argue that and say it's a load of trash and BS. I challenge you. If you're going to say that, don't even waste my time. I'll delete your comment. You can troll, you can say mean things, whatever. I'll delete it. I'd actually flag and report it, but I know YouTube won't care. But go research it for yourself. You go and you look up the dates when she became CEO, and you go back and you look when your favorite Minecraft YouTuber left for Twitch. Or you go and you watch the 2017 video when one of your favorite YouTubers said they can't do this anymore. And you go back and you look at the downturn on their Social Blade drafts and you chart it for me. Because I know 2011, 2012 I was basically at a point where I was like, hey, I'm making enough money off of YouTube, I'm going to reinvest it in my channel. SSA, I only had one of every Skylander. I didn't have the YouTube money coming in. 2012, I had it. So what did I do? My thoughts were, hey, I've got to get videos out for people. I've got to get the content cranked out. It's going to take me a lot of time to reset this character, to reacquire the cash, to upgrade them, and then make the video. If I just had a second Tree Rex, you know, I could come in here, or a second Jetvac, we could come in and we could crank out both upgrade paths, and I could do it in better time. I could get the video out, it would get more views, that would bring more people to my channel. It was sort of a wise thing to do. I did that in 2013, and I can trace it, just me personally financially, with what I was doing. It was about Trap Team when I was like, I can't really get to Skylanders anymore, you know. I want to, it's what I've been doing, but there's really, that's going to come out of my personal pocketbook again. It's not just like the side hobby revenue, sort of like a cool thing. I remember, you know, getting the money, I was like, oh, you know, it's like, I can go and buy Donkey Kong Country Returns now. This is awesome, you know. Used to, it would have been like, well, I'd like it, but I should probably wait till it goes on sale, because you're factoring in what your paycheck is from a real job, work, I should say. And you're thinking, okay, you got this expense, that expense, so on and so forth, utility, everything like that. But then when you're doing this on the side as a hobby, something you enjoy, and it was bringing in, and like I said, when I say significant, I mean, we're talking about buying Donkey Kong Country Returns. I'm not going to go and get a house or a car, you know, but it's like your Wiimote breaks, and it's like, hey, you know, I can cover that from my side income. Awesome. What does that mean in the broad scope of things? Number one, it's something you need to be aware of. This is something that you're not going to hear often. You're not going to hear it broken down to this level. You're not going to hear it come from the top down. You're not going to hear someone say YouTube isn't broken. YouTube isn't stupid. They're doing exactly what they want to be doing, and we need to be aware of that. On this gaming side of the community, it needs to be understood. They are intentionally doing this. They're not ruining it out of stupidity or ignorance. They're doing it out of intention. They're doing it by design, and they're doing it very well. That's why people have left, okay? And there's going to be more competition for them coming up, so I'm not quite sure what their logic was when this was the foundation, one of the two key foundations to this. It's ridiculous. But I will say this. You think, hey, you know, they didn't come from me. They didn't come from my favorite creator. They haven't come for, you know, my super favorite mega channel. They start small, okay? You get rid of people like me down here at the bottom. One of Wisdom survived this time. The next time one of the Paul brothers does something, how do I know it's not going to kill my channel's monetization? When will it get P. Diddy T? At what point then will it come up and threaten, you know, coin op? This is a situation where this is a methodical process. This is not stupidity. This is intentional, and people need to realize that. They need to view it for what it is. You can challenge me, you can say I'm stupid, you can say I'm crazy. Go look at it yourself, and if you can't connect the dots, I feel very bad for you. And I welcome you to leave my channel of your own free will at that point. This is 100% calculated. It's very easy to see. Very simplistic search efforts on your side will confirm this 100%. You can trace it back on my channel, on other channels, across the board, really. Okay? And like I said, I challenge you, go. If you want to keep it simple and you're just on Twitter, go to the YouTube Twitter, go to their Facebook page, go to YouTube content creators or Team YouTube, and scroll through there. And tell me when you see a video. Tell me when you see one of them say, hey, check out Crystal. She's a up-and-coming Stardew Valley player with 400 subscribers, and we love her content. Tell me when you see David, what's the MLB game now that's only on PlayStation? Maybe that's all he plays. When do they say, hey, be sure to check out David. He's got 1.5 subscribers, and he's on the rise. They don't do that. Now, if Carol came in and she wasn't doing Stardew Valley, but she was doing something social and political that aligned with what YouTube is pushing, she's going to get featured. If David ditches MLB The Show and he comes in and he's touting one of their aligning social and political ideologies, he's going to get promoted. He's going to be the rising star. And that is pretty stupid. So take it for what you will. You know, I've known this for a while. I've held off saying it. It needs to be said. We're back over an hour. I'm not redoing this video. I'm just going to send it out there. Listen to it while you do your homework. Listen to it to put you to sleep. Listen to it because you're genuinely concerned. Listen to it because you're afraid you might be next. Listen to it because you were just canned from demonetization. I'm not going to title this clickbait. I'm not going to title it what we even talk about. It's going to be something that's just going to be there, and the people that listen to it, I hope you appreciate the knowledge drop, because again, this is something that you're not going to hear many places. What does it mean for me personally? Quite simply, I'm scaling way back on YouTube. You'll note I used to do 2 videos a day, if not more. You've seen 1 video a day. I didn't even have one out today in a timely manner because I didn't like the renditions we done last night. I'm going to stream and I'm going to export. We're at a point now where if I were to calculate the costs of me playing the game, if I stream, we play the game, I clip it, I export it. There's nothing else on my side. This is the export feature I always talk about that favors Twitch over Mixer. Okay. When I record the old-fashioned way, which I love, that's what I grew up with, that's the old-school thing that I enjoy. I record, I edit, I render, I upload. I have slow internet, okay? So whenever I rendered everything out, I then have to upload it, and I might have to have the computer on 2.5 hours to upload a 25-minute episode of Stardew Valley. If it's a 40-minute Minecraft episode, we're looking at maybe 3.5 to 4 hours for the thing to upload. If we do some big Skylanders video, it's going to be, 2-3 hours to upload. Am I earning enough to pay for the utility, to pay for the energy usage from the computer being left on overnight to upload? I don't think so, especially when you factor in all the other variables. And the quality will suffer, like the literal quality of the video is not going to, I can't stream 1080p. The internet will not allow it. But that's the route I believe I'm going to go for the foreseeable future. From time to time, if there's something I really want to highlight, or something that I want to be in high quality, or something like community service, where it's a quick 1-minute video, that's actually easier to record the old-fashioned way and upload than it would be to stream and export it. But basically, what I'm getting at is there's no return on this for me, and I don't mean that from a financial standpoint. I'm talking about we're not bringing in the viewers, new viewers, we're not converting them to new subscribers. We do, but not in any rate that makes you think, I'm so glad that I spent all this time making these 60 videos this month. It's honestly more discouraging than anything. But again, luckily, I do this for fun. I do this for a hobby. It's something that I genuinely do enjoy, and I do like interacting and having an audience and having people that will say, I saw you on YouTube, I like what you're doing, I'm going to follow you on Twitch, I'm going to follow you on Twitter, so on and so forth. But I can't really justify investing the time and the effort to record, edit, render, upload, and to get 15 views on the episode of Forza, to lose subscribers when you bust your butt. You do tons of videos, you have diverse content, you edit it better, and you see no return on that. And my mind is as far away from the cash side as it could possibly be. I'm thinking specifically of viewer retention and new subscribers. It sucks. It really does. And I would rather be somewhere that is not quite as full of hypocrisy, that is not quite running something into the ground to achieve an individual's social and political end goals. So yeah, Twitch from time to time doesn't sit well with me, some of the things they do, but the bottom line is I can stream there and I don't have issues. I feel like if I had somebody pirating content there from my how-to channel, I feel like they would take action. Mixer would take action. They would have already deleted those. They would have terminated that user. I can't ignore, like, granted, it's not happening to one of Weezem. There's not someone that's downloaded all 3,000 plus videos and put them on their own channel. That would take an eternity. And by the way, you're not going to make any money. So, nonetheless, though, I can't ignore that YouTube is ignoring me. They're blacklisting me. They don't want to address the issue. They don't want to resolve the issue. And then they have the audacity to go out and push blog posts and tell the world that they're doing just that. They're protecting the creators. They're preventing the piracy. They respect the copyright. They're doing the exact opposite. They're saying one thing and they're doing the other. That doesn't sit well with me. Even though it's a different channel, I'm the same person, and I can't ignore that at all. If I go into a grocery store and I go to the deli and I'm treated horribly, I'm probably not going to come back, regardless of how awesome the bakery may be, or regardless of how clean the store was. If you've got that deli and they're constantly jerks to you, or rude, or belittling, or whatever it may be, I can't ignore that for the greater good of the whole grocery store and be like, well, that's just one element of it. I have to look at it and be like, hey, there's some issues here, and I don't want to be a part of it. And again, like I said, you always hear when they terminate channels or they talk about, a PewDiePie issue or something, they want to distance themselves from that sort of a thing. This is something where I come in and I don't know that I like the connotation of having YouTuber beside my name, because people aren't going to think of the dorky gamer. They're not going to think of the cat videos as much anymore. They're not going to think of the old man telling you that you don't dare call a plumber. He's going to show you how to fix your water heater. They think of the trash vloggers and the trash drama channels. And I don't like being associated with those folks. And really, from the top down, I haven't enjoyed being associated with the YouTube brass here. So it's hard for me to respect people that say one thing and do another. And like I said, I'm not quitting YouTube. I want to continue to put content out. I want to hope that somebody will come in and right the ship or respect the gaming side of the community and prop the pillar back up instead of just having it drop down into the cesspool and get buried underneath drama channels. But I don't really foresee that happening under the current leadership. In fact, I know it won't happen under the current regime, I suppose I should say. I can't call it leadership, but yeah, that's that, man. I don't enjoy making these videos. It's a waste of time. It's not fun. Maybe you enjoy it, hopefully, but it's not fun for me. I'd rather be doing pretty much anything, including sleeping. But it needed to be said, and we'll see what comes of this. But like I said, moving forward, I encourage you to follow me on Twitch and Mixer, in particularly Twitch. That's where I have better streaming success there. And I don't mean that viewer-wise or anything. I mean that, like, quality-wise. It's just, again, one of those things I can't explain. It's the same computer. But I've got some other tricks up my sleeve we're not going to dive into here. But I'm not going anywhere unless they destroy and, delete this channel. In which case, I'll probably come back and make another one just to spite them, because that's the way I operate. But I believe I will be going the route of stream and export. And like I said, my apologies. I know that the video quality will take a hit. But at this point in time, I don't feel like I even hit the viewer milestone to have that 400th viewer say, man, I wish you could record in better quality. I don't think we get to that point. I think the people that I still have, are people that are here because they enjoy my style of play, my commentary, my content, my take on things. I don't think we're going to get to a point where I'm bringing in 500 new viewers and half of them are going to say, man, I really like your commentary, I like your style of play, but I can't stand looking at this green screen and pixels and the blurred images and everything. If we get back to that point, I'll consider readjusting, but for now, I would like to stream and export because it's easier for me, and I don't really want to invest as much time in bettering this platform, because I know that it's going to be forsaken by the powers that be. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. Like me on Facebook. Twitch and Facebook, competitors to YouTube, as is Mixer. Keep that in mind. But that said, man, like I mentioned, I don't really enjoy this type of video. But you wanted it, and I finally delivered it, and I've got it off my chest, off my shoulders, and I can get back to just playing games and hopefully having fun. So I'll leave it at that. Hour and 15 minutes. Hope you're still awake, or you woke back up. I hope you enjoyed your nap, whatever it may be. But yeah, that's the way I see YouTube from my first-hand personal experience across 7, 8, 9 years on this platform, 7 years on this channel pretty much. And it's a unique perspective not a lot of people will have, coming from two different sides, if you will. And I think it needed to be said. So I will leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Bonus brick, hashtag Suzy. Spell it however you want to. S-U-Z-Y actually would be easier. It's shorter. Less effort on our end. All right. That'll be a little treat for those of you that made it to the end. Wall of weeds, and we're building a wall. We're making it as tall as you want it to be. So take advantage of those bonus bricks. I'll catch you back here, hopefully, for something fun that doesn't suck and isn't boring. So stay tuned for that.